scared, I'm a big bad wolf. And I heard the same shit, dog, it's really getting old. Got so many hundreds that I can't get it to fold. And I'm only speaking facts, just the truth is being told. Got them running scared, I'm a big bad wolf. Oh, I never see the silver lining, only see the gold. I don't speak in caps, dog, everything bold. And I put that on myself, cause it's a life that I done chose. I said come through, you can see me on the west side. Now it's funny how they walking with their chest high. Ooh, I heard him talking numbers, but he just lied. Thought I told him that's the shit that I can't let slide. You gon' make me say it again. Do this shit for my family, I seen them do it for trends. I done told too many girls that we better as friends. I done told too many men we can't make no amends, and that's facts. Got them running scared, I'm a big bad wolf. And I heard the same shit, dog, it's really getting old. Got so many hundreds that I can't get it to fold. And I only speak in facts, just the truth is being told. Got them running scared, I'm a big bad wolf.
Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes.
Well, hey, aloha, amigos, and welcome to an all-new episode of the OH.Report video podcast. I'm Brian Skronsky, your host, hanging with Travis Berardi, per usual. Man, what a week we just had. 3 teams over 7 days, all competing in the state Final Four. A lot of activity. We were getting our frequent driver miles back and forth to Akron for sure.
You were. I've been doing it since softball 2 weeks ago. But
the double play, I forget. Yeah. That's right. So, you thinking about getting like a residency up there? Maybe like a small little condo or apartment?
I mean, just look at me now, man. I'm ready for vacation. Not even
Ontario
and Waynedale finishing off our high school season. I'm thinking about the cruise I'm taking in 2 weeks' time. But how fun was that? Just having so many good teams up there. The amazing run of the Ontario Warriors, who we have in house today, and then we have Waynedale as well via video call here. But it's very rare that you see us working this much at the end of a sports season, but to be blessed to have these teams do what they did this year has just been awesome.
You couldn't tell that you were working from the attire you have on. Oh, but that's fine. You're right.
Casual Monday, my man.
Being at those big time venues, I mean, we're obviously not having nearly as much fun as the players and the coaches.
No.
But maybe, I don't know. It's catered. There's free food and drinks. There was even a couple adult beverages that they left behind in our loge up there at Canal Park. Not that we partook in any of them.
They weren't left after we left.
The option was there. So I'm just saying, it was a fun ride all the way.
It was.
But let's talk to those people that actually were living that ride, because we've got 4 members of the Warriors here in the house with us right here and now. Colton Ramian, Gage Weaver, Coach Mike Ellis, and Jaden Leach is going to jump on here in just a moment. But, Coach, I think I already know the answer to this, but wild week for you. Are you energized after a jam-packed week? Are you a little bit exhausted and ready just to curl up with a nice pillow and some Netflix?
I'm wore out.
Sure.
So it was a fun week. It went by fast, but I wouldn't change anything. I'd do it again. It was a lot of fun.
For you, what would you say is the most mentally draining part as a coach? I imagine, are you up late thinking more about your guys? Are you game planning against the other guys to try to shut them down? What is it for you?
To be honest, it's just the game planning and stuff that I really enjoy. So that's kind of like relaxing for me. It's just all the tugs, for interviews, podcasts. I mean, the farther you go, the more people, that want to talk to you. But as far as worrying about my team, once we started the tournament, I really didn't worry. The look in their eyes, I know that they were ready to play, So, no, I enjoy the game planning and stuff, so.
Yeah, it's spoken like a true coach right there, Travis.
Well, I was with you guys at the community pep rally before you guys went out there, and you raised $2,300 for a bat that they gave back to you to put into the trophy case. So I got to ask,
bonus.
I saw you guys arrive on a school bus for the state championship game. Did you spend all the money, the semifinals? Did you go out to Sizzler, get yourself some steaks or something, or what did you do with the money?
Well, we still have it.
Okay.
It's going to be spent on the kids.
Nice.
So, no, taking the school bus, I mean, I'm kind of old school. And it was a shorter trip to Akron than it was to Bowling Green. So
that's true, yeah.
So I just told them, hey, we're taking the school bus. We're not going to change anything that's, that we've been doing since the tournament. So I guess superstition or whatever.
Well, for the players, now that you know that you got 2,300 just kind of waiting in the wings, is there anything that maybe off the top of your dome you'd like to get spent on?
Get a rail for the dugout that you can put your arms up on. You need that. We need that at Ontario.
Okay, so a rail like your guys' donation for the upcoming classes. I respect that, because obviously you're not going to get no use out of it anymore.
Oh yeah.
So
We do need a rail in that. We do.
were you guys able to sleep at all on Friday night heading into the state championship game?
No.
No.
Not even a wink?
I got about 3 hours of sleep.
I got like 5. It was rough. I woke up at 6.
In a hotel bed, that's equivalent to like an hour of sleep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
So are you guys like texting back and forth? Are you sitting there in your own thoughts, or what was that Friday night like going into the biggest game of your careers?
Yeah, so we pretty much just after our game, we went to the other games and stayed for about a couple innings. I don't know. Then we came back to the hotel, ate, and just kind of laid down. And just me and Jaden were in the same room. We just laid down for about 4 hours before we eventually fell asleep. So.
Yeah, no. I was just sitting there, just looking at the wall. I could not fall asleep. I was so nervous just about tomorrow. And I still was when I woke up. Like, I woke up at 6. I couldn't even do anything about it. I couldn't go back to sleep, nothing. But, yeah, I wouldn't trade it for the world, though.
Legendary stuff what you guys just did, obviously. Travis, you were there with them from district championship on.
Yep. Yeah, it was a very cool experience. They brought me on as their own for this whole thing, but just the way that they acted, you could see before any game, if it was a semifinal or the championship of the regionals or state or even the district final, it was just another game to them, and that's something that you need. You can't be going in there too nervous. You got to go in there the way you have been the last couple of weeks, and that's exactly what they did. But I do want to ask you guys, has the magnitude of what you guys were able to do this season finally sunk in after the start that you had, turning things around, and then playing on the last day for a state championship?
I would say yes and no. Right after the game, it was kind of like man, what do I do now? But now it's kind of like I realized what we did throughout the postseason and how the community came together and everything, and I realized how big of a stage we were on. So it's kind of settled in a little bit.
Yeah, for me, it kind of set in this morning when I went to work, and all these guys that I've never met before were talking to me, hey, congratulations, like I heard about the run, that's incredible, like that's really now just starting to set in, like what we actually just did.
And I understand, you always want to win it all, but to be able to be state runners-up, that is nothing to hang your head on either, because, I mean, myself, I would have loved this to make it to a state Final Four when I played, and you guys actually got to play for the championship. So I understand it's going to hurt. It's going to be a bummer for a while, but then, as things go on, you're going to go back and be like, wow, that was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike, before we turn you loose here, why don't you share your favorite memory with us, maybe off the field, something that happened not when you guys were actually in action that you can share with us that you're definitely going to cherish and take with you from this journey?
No, I'm not going to go there. No, I think just watching these guys, for me, it's just like the overall how we started the season and then how they started to buy in and just changed their attitudes. And then it was fun to be out there and, coaching them and stuff. In the beginning, it wasn't a whole lot of fun, I got to admit. But, towards the end and then once we got in the tournament, I mean, I love coming, and coaching these guys. Even, that last game, it's like I was ready to get up and start practicing, So I think just the whole season, the ups and downs, I mean, I'm one of those that, when you sit back, you look at the journey and then you finally start to enjoy it. All of the ups and downs and, the heartaches and then, seeing the smiles on the kids. It's just, yeah, it's the whole season.
It makes it all worth it.
Yeah, it does.
Well, we know that you made a long trip to Indiana yesterday for your grandson's birthday and then back, so you're running on fumes here. We'll let you get out of here, Mike. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Unbelievable to follow what you and the guys are able to do in this tournament.
Well, thank you guys so much. All the coverage and everything, you guys were awesome.
It's our pleasure, Coach.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll let Jaden Leach take his place. Come on in. We got the third baseman with us here, too. So 3 seniors here, the Warriors. Thanks, Mike. Jaden, I'll start with you. I've seen lots and lots of school spirit buses, or at school they'll have like a send-off for a team. I don't know that I've seen like a community pep rally before. So for that to be about a team that you're involved with and a big integral part, just take me through that experience and like what was the best part about that whole thing?
At first I would say that it was kind of corny, but then I looked at the bigger picture and then saw that everybody, in the community was behind us, and they just wanted the best for me. They wanted the best for the team, and especially when you got to the game, it was like unbelievable to see the amount of fans we had there behind us. So I mean, it was great that we had the pep rally, and it got a lot of people at the game.
What kind of a difference does it make having that many people? Because when you get to Akron, the ball starts rolling, the community starts paying attention. I saw people from multiple different schools in and around Richland County out there supporting you guys. So just that aspect of it, how cool was it to look in the stands and be like, dude, that's a guy from Mansfield Senior, that's a guy from Ashland, and they're out here cheering me on.
It was insane. I had family there from like 3 hours south, like right on the border of Kentucky, and it was really cool to go out and play in front of a bunch of people like that from all over.
And I have to add on to that, Tiffin Calvert lost a tough game. I'm not going to get into the end of that game because I still think they should have won. That was how it ended. But they came back for the last 2 games. They came back for your semifinal, and then they were there for your final. Just how cool is that, knowing that a team that just had lost a heartbreaker still wanted to stay and root for a Northwest District team to play for a title? That's for any of you guys.
No, I can talk personally about this. It was great. In the semifinals game, they sat out in right field. I got to talk to them for a little bit. They were super nice. They were cheering us on the whole time. I mean, they were great. I mean, that's awesome just to see them come out and support us. So
It was pretty cool after, like, every team we beat, they were like, go win it all. Like, all of them were just go win it all. And Calvert was probably the most supporting team that we played that said that to us. So it's pretty cool.
Well, Colton, you had mentioned that you were out in the community and people were, shaking your hand, people you didn't know, and just saying congratulations and stuff. Who on the team would you say has really been most basking in the glory and just taking it all in, the new local celebrity?
I'd say probably Gage Weaver.
Loving those kudos?
Yeah, he's always been a local celebrity, and after doing what he's done, his whole high school career, and just topping it off this way, I feel like, he's definitely the guy basking in all the glory.
Living his best life, got that scholarship to move on. But I gotta ask, because Baby Bro gets first team All-Ohio, I think you kind of got snubbed. Have you been thinking about that a little bit?
Not really. He definitely deserves it. He's been working hard and stuff. So I'm on the wall for soccer. So I hope we can go up next to each other. That'd be kind of cool to see us two next to each other. So yeah, I'm really happy for him.
Well, you guys got an opportunity to practice with someone who definitely is not first team All-Ohio
Not
caliber.
10th team Ohio or 10th team West
Let's
Virginia.
roll that bean footage and tell me just about the experience of having someone like Travis come in, step on the field with you guys, and try to act like an athlete. How'd that feel for you out there?
I mean, he kind of looked like a wounded gazelle, just running through the wilderness.
No doubt. Wounds all over.
I don't mean to bash you, but
No, just
There it is. The broken
you did
wing.
have a hose, though. I'm not going to lie.
thank you.
I don't know. I saw some plays at shortstop that could.
Yeah, I would ask.
Probably get you a
I got
deal.
to go amongst the should have been All Ohio and Gage Weaver there. What do you think of my skills on the infield?
Very fundamentally sound.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Very just a natural instinct for the spot. I think.
Now this, I did call. I'm not Peyton Dugan gunning guys out at home, but I did say I could hit the mound on the air, so a 3-hop isn't bad for me.
Right.
Decent.
And I do gotta say, the drip is definitely a 10 out of 10.
Thank you. Everybody's
Oh,
loved
yeah.
that jersey
Oh,
ever
yeah.
since.
No, I think it's the socks.
The socks.
I'm gonna go with the socks.
Are those the original socks from your playing
No,
days?
actually, it was when I played slow pitch softball afterwards.
So it's a
I
little
just had them.
mismatch
Yeah.
with the gym shorts.
hmm
It works.
I mean, I look
That can-
ridiculous, but people like it, so whatever.
Well, Travis definitely a character for our bunch, and you guys got a whole team full of personalities. I think that was what was so great, was listening to your MVP interviews and stuff. You guys really are fun. So I got some questions about the team, and you guys just all kind of, I'm going to give you a category. You tell me who kind of fits this mold the best. Who would you say is the #1 class clown, keeping the mood light all the time, never has nothing serious to say?
I'm gonna have to go with Jaden. Jaden's definitely the guy that'll lighten the mood anytime he gets on the field.
And is
so.
that a role that you feel like you have to kind of like put your shoes into because nobody else is doing it, or is that just your personality type?
I'm gonna go with both. I'd say that's really my personality. I'm never really too serious, unless I need to be. But when you have Gage Weaver and Carter Weaver arguing on the field all the time, you have to get in there and try to get people to laugh and lighten the mood.
So you try to be like the father figure out there, at least for Carter.
Yeah, I pretty much tell him what to do and when to do it.
Overall, would you say that you're the fatherly figure on the team, or is there someone else?
I would definitely, yeah, I would.
I'd say Carter, his
or
brother
Carter,
is.
yeah. Carter definitely looks over everybody.
Carter's the team, but Gage is over Carter.
Oh, okay.
What about the childish figure, and I'm pretty sure I know where this is going to go, out of the coaches? Who most acts like they're still in high school?
Vinny Sansalone.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
I thought
Vinny,
maybe there would be a bashful.
I
Well,
thought there'd be
yeah.
a bashful
Oh,
vote. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, Doug,
Vinny-
come on.
I wouldn't even say that's high school. That's like
That's-
elementary.
Vinny's young, so he
So
kind
he
of
hasn't even
Yeah, he's
graduated
got-
yet. He's not even in that category.
yeah,
PFP. That's all I hear. PFP.
yeah,
He does yell that a lot.
Or Indiana.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes he just yells random stuff. Like we never had a defense or like any signs. So you'd yell out, but he'd be in the dugout just screaming stuff. He'd be like red, blue, like every single time.
That's yeah.
Do you guys have like a stoic player that it's kind of hard to get them to break their form, just kind of always serious?
Babel, yeah.
Babel.
Babel's got
Babel is-
one emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monotone.
Live.
Yeah, monotone.
Emoji all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who would be most likely to start a Fortune 5 company one day?
Fortune 5 or Fortune 500?
Did I just say 5?
You just said 5.
Well, let's go top 5 then. Let's shoot for the stars. We're overtaking Amazon here, guys.
Yetter's got a lot of ideas in his head.
Yeah, Drew Yetter's he's pretty,
He
I don't
has
know.
a lot of ideas in his head. Are they good ideas? Maybe.
So you put him into action. I guess you don't know.
Hey.
He's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, he is pretty
Maybe not in the
smart.
classroom, but outside of it, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to get degrees, of course, to be successful in business.
Hey, D's get degrees. Look at me.
It works.
Exactly.
Who would be most unashamed of eating out of a Denny's dumpster?
Bash him.
Bash him. Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
That's.
Okay.
I've seen him do worse.
Example?
I actually have a good one.
I
So
have a good one, too.
my sophomore year, my first game, I was actually called up to varsity. Colton Ramian throws up before the game.
A little too nervous.
Coach Bash eats the carrot out of Colton's, you know.
Doug, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
I've
go
seen
Oh,
grab
some-
Doug,
that.
man, come on.
I've seen him
Yeah.
eat calluses off of people's feet, too.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's.
Ooh. I feel like I'm getting a callus just thinking about that.
Yeah, it's some pretty rough stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. What about superstitions? Who's got the weirdest one and what is it?
This is a good one. So me and Jaden were sitting in the hotel bed the night before the state championship game, and he hasn't washed his jersey or pants the whole postseason.
Oh boy.
And my brother comes and knocks on the door to do the laundry, so I give him mine because I've washed mine the whole postseason. And Jaden accidentally gives him his pants. He comes in. We're laying there like dead silent. 10 minutes later, Gage, I put my pants in the washer. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I haven't washed them all postseason. So I told him I told Carter to take them out. So
Okay.
Definitely
Did
the-
they just air dried then?
yeah,
Hey, if it's working, you can't mess it up.
right.
Travis
I didn't-
is wearing the same
I
Ontario
didn't.
shirt.
I didn't wash
You
that shirt.
watched.
I had to actually Febreze it before the title game because it was starting to. It was like Doug's socks. They were just standing up by itself in the corner.
Yeah, we were definitely the most superstitious team I've ever been a part of. We
Yeah,
sat in
me-
the same place on the bus.
Me
we
and
did-
Peyton didn't wash our
Yeah.
uniform all postseason.
I had to wear my same pants with a gigantic hole on my leg in the state championship game. But yeah,
So you guys like spritz it with cologne or like Febreze or just let it roll with
Oh,
that?
no.
you
I've-
gotta let it roll.
the hardcore stench.
Oh yeah.
Or if I put it in the dryer sometimes, you know,
Yeah,
fresh.
little dryer sheet.
Dryer sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it gets
Yep.
it crispy. All right, this last question I'm gonna kind of put on your families. Who has a parent most likely to build like a little shrine of you guys with the little state champion, like medal and a picture? Whose house are you gonna walk in the living room and see that?
Pete Dugan.
Pete
Oh,
Dugan.
yes, Pete.
Peyton's
His
dad,
household.
Pete, is.
Yeah.
That could be at the household or the business.
Both.
Everywhere. Yeah,
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Every
He'll
single.
put one up in the center of Ontario. If he
I
could.
think he'll erect a statue of the Ontario Warriors. I swear he will.
Okay.
What are your guys' plans with your medals? Are you gonna keep them at home? You take them with you to college, or have you thought about it?
I haven't thought about that yet.
I haven't really thought about it. When I got home, put on my trophy case, and I didn't really think much of it.
Well, you have your own trophy case.
Yeah, I just have like a shelf with all my trophies over the years. So
Then it sounds like they've got a home for you. If you guys are looking for a spot, I mean, we can put them on our wall of fame out here. We'll hang on to them. I mean, they'll be yours. They'll just stay at our place.
Sweet.
It's up to you. Yeah, guys, congratulations on an awesome season.
Yep.
So happy you could all come in for the last time this year. Well, and I guess as Ontario Warriors, we'd like to give you one opportunity for a shout out. Anybody you'd like. We'll start over here.
Oh man, definitely my mom and dad, of course. I feel like that's the basic one, but that's the most important. You know, they're at every single game right on time, cheering as loud as possible. So, definitely my parents.
Oh, I'd like to shout out Oma, my mom, Grammy, my dad, Colby, and yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for always supporting me.
I have a couple. I'd like to give my parents a shout out. They've been there for the past 10 years, just cheering me on every game, good or bad. Paul Baugene, the team grandpa, I'd say.
yeah.
He's always there like 4 hours before the game for some reason, but I'd like to give him a shout out and just the whole Ontario community for all the support.
Yeah, and we just like to give you guys one last shout out for coming in.
Yeah.
Always being great sports with us, living it up on camera after the games with the MVP interviews, and just super fun to watch you perform. Awesome season we'll remember forever here at OH.Report.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys bringing me on for the ride. It was a fun last couple of weeks with you guys, and like I said, congratulations. That's something that not many people in the state of Ohio get to do, and you guys got to live and play in a state championship game. So thank you, and congratulations again, boys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Standing ovation.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys can hang out for the show if you'd like. We got some other special guests on the line here
Team
too.
play right after you.
So I guess it looks like they're all there. So should we go ahead and just
Yeah.
transition from one state championship qualifier to another? But they got not one, but 2 state titles to their name
The
now, Travis.
17th team in OHSAA baseball
mama.
history to at least go back-to-back, and they have a chance to be one of only 2 other teams, or, well, they'd be the third, to go three-peat. Can they do it? Well,
So
we'll
at
see.
least
But
for
let's
now,
at least now
let's
celebrate
cue
the
that
back-to-back.
Drake, and let's get the back-to-back champs on the line. That's right. Who all do we got in here? I know that we got 4 of them hanging out.
There they are.
Hey, Coach Doherty, Coach Dillmore, Tristan Franks, and Gavin Spittler. Thanks for waiting with us, guys, here. I know that you've been in the green room for a while, so it's sick that we got you all on here right now. Man, what a ride, what a journey. Who's got the least amount of sleep over the last couple of days, or is it all kind of a tie at 0? Yeah, anybody else? Gavin, you sleep at all these last couple of nights?
Definitely not.
Well, I saw that the community was waiting for you when you got home to Apple Creek the other night. How late did that party go?
I think Doc and I had to start kicking parents out. Probably around 12:45.
Well, not bad. So it's like a typical get ready for a school night type of thing. So I figured, man, it would have been 3, 4 a.m. You guys running through the hallways, popping the confetti and all that stuff. So you kept it together decently reserved. Tell me, guys, let's start with Tristan here. Of all the players on the team, who would you say is really enjoying the local fame right now? Because you're the stars of the community at this point.
Odo, because he's big in every.
And give me some background about the mustache, if there is one, or if that's just your normal go-to look.
Playoff time, that's my for playoff seasons. But yeah, that's the backstory on the stat.
Just the marquee look when you get into the postseason. That is fantastic. What about life for the coaches? I heard one fan yell, Doherty for president after the state championship win. Is that something that you're considering, Coach, at all, or maybe at least local mayor might be able to win that? He's stunned. He's like, dude, I ain't running for president or mayor anytime soon. I just coach baseball. I get it.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We got you, Coach.
All right, there we go.
So, yeah, do tell me, though, what life has been like around the community basically for this entire tournament run, because they loved you last year, and I think expectations even rose this year for you. So throughout this playoff journey, the Apple Creek folk, how nice have they been treating you? I imagine that you haven't paid for a drink for a month. I don't know. Maybe
Go ahead.
I just remember after the regional games, Doc had to turn down a couple parents offering to buy us dinner a couple times. It was a lot of envelopes just trying to be passed our ways.
You got to respect it, though. You got to love that from your community, taking care of their own. So you guys, you got a big old stack of medals, though, now. I think they give you them after districts and then after state championships. Yeah. So you at least got a 4-pack each to your name. Are you decorating the Christmas tree with them, or what's the plans coming up with all of the new metal and decorative pieces that you got?
What do you got, Gavin?
I mean, I'm graduated now, but I mean, for you guys, I would definitely say just keep adding on to it.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, Tristan, now that the bar's been set, there's a new standard. All you know is state championships. Does that impact your off season and your summer now, where you feel like you might want to get in the weight room tomorrow and keep working on those cuts year round? Because that's a pretty hard bar to hit every year.
No.
Well, Gavin is winning back-to-back state championships and then leaving and going off to the next part of your life. Do you feel like you're in the same class as like a John Elway now and a Michael Jordan going out on top?
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but I actually wasn't part of the team last year.
Oh, secrets.
So I only have one ring. Well, last year I actually got shoulder surgery so I couldn't play. And then I came back out this year.
Well, that's a not-so-fun story, but at least it ended very happily with you getting the ring. Give me a story that happened off the field during the state tournament week that you can share here on air.
I don't even know. Tristan, you got anything?
We're going.
All right, it looks like, Tristan, we're not picking you up very good, so we'll shift this over into Lucas's hands now. Coach, anything that you can tell on air that happened not on the field of play that was really fun, exciting, or funny?
I'm trying to think. The week of state this year, I guess technically this did happen on field, but we had the chance to go scrimmage at Highland under the lights a couple nights before state, and it was pretty cool to see both teams benefit from that and both take home titles.
Joey, winning back-to-back championships, only 16 other teams have done this. What about your group is special that they were able to really step up in the biggest games? That's what I noticed. When the games were on the line, when you really needed it, your guys just have that it factor.
I think our guys, they definitely want to show out a little bit, especially in the big moments. We've seen it with the pitchers, with Trey and Odo, and just in those big moments, whether it was districts, regional, state, or even just big games throughout the regular season. Our guys really stepped up for those. I think it was weird. Like, we dropped a couple games that we didn't think that we should have dropped this year. And then we would go and we'd face teams that we, quote unquote, were supposed to lose to, and we'd play them better than we would the teams that we were, quote unquote, supposed to beat. And so our guys are huge with getting into those big moments and really trying to come out on top and try to make a name for themselves in that way. And it really showed, like in our game in the regular season against Worcester High School. They made a really good run this year. And, once we got to the regionals, I think everyone just kind of had a huge sigh of relief, really wanted to put the team on their backs and try to win in whatever way we could.
And I think that we'd like to take some small piece of credit, Coach, because Travis Berardi was at state, but we kept him locked up way up high in the press box, far away, and we made sure that one of our good luck charms, Madeline Zazzuto, was down always in your dugout. So Madeline's helping direct today, but I know that she's got a question for you guys that she would like to throw at you. Come on out, Madeline. All right, what do you want to know from these Bears?
I guess, like, the first thing that any of the coaches said to me was, thank God that Travis isn't here.
That's great.
So,
Yeah.
I guess I just want to know, like, do you think that I was with you guys, I believe, all of regionals and all of interstate, so do you think that I had any impact on, like, good luck or anything?
Definitely.
So funny story. Funny story. The game against Hillsdale that they lost 2-0. Do you know who my intern shadowing me was? It was Madeline.
Well, but that's because
But you were there.
Yeah, that's true. I was also in Hillsdale's dugout when you guys scored in the 8th inning to clinch the WCAL championship. But you guys didn't know that.
Well, you were there for softball, though, right?
Yeah, it was. Hey, whatever I can do, if I can stay away. I guess I'll have to be in a press box every time they play. They win when I'm in a press box or a suite, so, yeah. It was fun
we
being
appreciate
able to
it
call a
'cause we
state
are-
champion. Yeah.
Yeah, we are all very superstitious, so we appreciate whatever you did to help us out.
Hey, that's fine. When I played baseball, I never stepped on the foul line coming in or out of the dugout. I had superstitions as well, so I completely understand, boys.
Who would you say on the Golden Bears roster has the craziest superstition, and obviously, what is it?
I know us coaches have ours. I wore socks with my dog's face on them for every championship game.
Gavin, what about players? Who does some pretty wild things?
We don't really do anything wild, honestly.
Other than hate me.
You guys get
in the
bats
dugout.
on.
Yeah, we set our bats out on the grass to warm them up.
It seemed to work. And I saw one kid in the dugout. I'm not sure if he was doing this all year, but he had a bat that was kind of shaped like a gun.
Radar
He was-
gun.
A little
It was the
radar
radar gun, yeah.
That seemed to be effective, too. Well, gentlemen.
Yeah, I do think there were some games where that was missing, and I don't remember those games going very well. So
There's something to superstitions
Yeah.
in this sport
Yeah.
that are tightly linked, and just if it's working, you don't want to step away from it. So I think that obviously you got to keep it rolling, even if it's wearing
we
the same
definitely
uniform.
we had the same exact meal before every single postseason game. It didn't matter what time of day. We were eating wraps with pepper jelly sauce, and same exact thing every time. Didn't mix it up.
What was your championship meal after you guys got back to town? Did you splurge? Did you have anything fantastic?
Just pizza.
Just pizza.
Hey, pizza's good. I like pizza.
Well, Coach Doherty, I mean, back-to-back state titles now. It's summertime. You're supposed to be enjoying yourself a little bit, but there's a little added pressure, no? Like, to keep this up? Do you have to change your outlook now and maybe pay a little bit more attention to the little details and making sure that your boys are on top of stuff? Or can they still be boys during the summer?
I think they've earned a little bit of time off here, but we'll be right back at it because I think these runs become a little bit addicting. So we want to be back in the same spot next year if possible. So we'll enjoy this for a little bit, and then we'll be right back to work.
And Coach, Odo comes up last year, throws that 8-inning gem to beat Edison in the title game, and then you guys give him some more offense in the second inning, but he shuts them down again. Have you ever seen a pitcher quite as good as Odo when he came in before his sophomore year to now?
Yeah, he is definitely very talented. The thing right away that I think impressed all of us was how poised he is in any game that he is on the mound. Last year being his first year with our team, we didn't really know exactly what to expect, but he always went in there, competed, filled up the zone, and gives us a chance every game.
And on top of that, not only his great performance, but Dylan Raber, too, at the top of the order. Starts off 3 for 3, and then with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, he ties a state record with 5 other players. The history of the OHSA baseball tournament goes back to the 50s. But how cool is that to see that you're going to have a Waynedale player in the record books next season for most hits in a state tournament game?
Yeah, that's definitely cool to say, and very happy for Dylan because he works incredibly hard. And I think also credit to our team for what do you have, 5 at-bats in a state championship game. Just getting that many opportunities is pretty cool.
Gavin, give me your favorite memory from the state championship game. What was it on the field for you?
Definitely the final play. Timmy threw his hat on the ground, and it was just really funny and awesome.
Do you have to control your emotions when something like that happens, or does it all just flow out? Did you shed a tear?
I'm not gonna say I didn't. It was a bittersweet moment, definitely, because I mean, for a lot of us, it was the end of our athletic career, but it was the best way we could have went out.
And hopefully we can hear you, Tristan. Do you have a favorite memory from the state championship game? All right, we got to get some better internet out in Apple Creek at Tristan's house. I'm going to put together a GoFundMe page soon. It's going to happen.
Hey, one thing though, if you want to go onto our Twitter and type it out, we'll post it on our Twitter. Your answer for that, at least we got to get them on somehow, right? We'll
No
do it
question
that way.
about it.
We'll do it that way.
Joey, what do you think you're going to remember most from this last tournament run?
We as a coaching staff, this was a long year at some points, and a lot of late night group texts with all the coaches talking about what we were going to do in certain situations. And I'd say from this tournament run, it's just from the regionals on, it felt like our offense was just clicking. And as being one of the hitting coaches, it was really cool to see that. And some of the ways that these guys kind of come out of their shell once the bright lights are on, and you see guys step up like Timmy and Dylan, and who've already been in those big spots, but even guys like Tristan and Shane and Jaden, who were all sophomores and they were all on the run last year, but they didn't get any playing time. And the fact is that they're a big part of our success this year and the big part of our successes in the future as well.
And finally, Lucas, what are you most looking forward to now that summer is officially upon us? Are you a boat guy? You like to get out on the water? Are you taking a vacation? How are you going to unwind here?
I'm definitely looking forward to spending time. I've got a 2-year-old daughter at home, and during baseball season, don't get to see her too often. So looking forward to enjoying summer with her and my wife, and we will be going to South Carolina here in a few weeks.
Nice.
Gorgeous. All right, for the final time of the 2023 season, let's go down the line. Let's begin with Coach Doherty. Give any shout-outs that you would like to anybody that's helped get you in the position that you are today.
Definitely my family as a whole. My parents are at a lot of games, and particularly my dad, and then my wife for all she does during the season to keep things together here at the house, and also her family. My in-laws, they live nearby, and they've supported me throughout the whole thing, even though they grew up doubting people. So it's tough for them, but they do wear the brown and gold and come out and support.
Wow, to get the in-law supporting and the fact that they're also a member of Downton, that's big time. That's real love right there, Lucas. Good stuff. Joey, for you, who you want to say what's up to?
First and foremost, my wife. I feel like a lot of people don't realize a lot of the sacrifices that our coaches' wives make to let us do everything that we like to do. And she always made sure to make cookies for the guys whenever we got into the semifinal games. I'd like to thank just my friends and family that came out and supported. I actually had a buddy fly in from Dallas for the final game, so that was really cool. And then also just the coaching staff. It made it a lot more fun being around the group of guys that our coaching staff makes up, and just how awesome of a camaraderie that we have. And also the guys, the players. Shout out the players for getting the job done.
I think just given the microphone problems, Coach Doherty, if you want to give any shout-outs for Tristan, who would they be to?
Oh, let me think here.
Trey.
Definitely mom and dad, but also the grandparents, because I know the grandparents are at every single game, and I guess also a shout out from the coaching staff, because Tristan's parents and grandparents, they've provided little goodie bags for the coaches, because we may have a little candy addiction going on.
I can't touch sweets.
Oh, Travis isn't allowed to. He's trying to lose.
I got to cruise in 2 weeks. I can't be too chubby right now. I got to get that weight off.
All right, Gavin. Last but not least, man, who's at the top of your list?
I would like to shout out my family, my teammates, my coaches, and Connor Gaddy's dad, Mike.
All right. Thank you, Mike, coaches, family, all the above. And a big thank you just to the entire team. It's been so fun being a part of your season. Obviously, you came on our radar, I think, district championship last year, and we couldn't help ourselves. We had to come back to see if you still had the recipe for success here in 2023. And by golly, one of only 17 teams ever to win back-to-back state championships. So it's been an incredible run, and OH.Report really happy that we were a part of it. So firm thank you and a shout-out to each Golden Bear on the roster for making us a part of the team as well this year. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate the coverage.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. And Gavin Spittler, Tristan Franks, Joey Gilmore, and Coach Lucas Doherty, basking in the glory of back-to-back titles.
So I have to make a correction. I said it was the 50th since Raver. It's 1927 was the first year, I believe, looking back at the state participants for the tournament. So in almost 100 years, he has tied the record. And Gage Weaver's still sitting here. Your 3-for-4 performance, if you wouldn't have flown out the center field in your last at bat, you would have tied a record too. So tied for second most in a state tournament game in Division II. So congratulations for that, buddy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Still,
Yeah,
that's
something.
3-for-4 is not bad in a semifinal. So he's second most all time in a state tournament game. So we have two record holders here.
He said, though, had you not flown out, Gage, you would
I
have
have
been
it right
in
here
those
on my
record
score
books.
sheet with an F8. Yeah, F8 in the top of the seventh, but it's okay. You make contact, you didn't strike out. He had a great tournament though. He was one of the best hitters throughout districts and everything. So still should have got it all Ohio, but yeah.
Definitely the best feat at shortstop that I think that I saw this year.
Better
That was
than
my
mine.
big takeaway getting to watch
Better
him in
than
person.
mine. I actually threw the wrong way a couple times. He just looked at me and said, "It's okay. You're good." So, very motivational. Before we get our next guest in here, this is the end of the year for us for high school sports. What are you doing the next? But we have 2 weeks before we have to get ready for next season. But what are you doing?
Well, I'm busy this weekend. I got to go to Colorado. I'm DJing my cousin's wedding. I'm also a videographer for that. So I got 2 jobs all at the same time. So kind of hold it down as the MC, make some dope videos, get out the drone. Definitely looking forward to that. And then the next week, my 20-year reunion. Can you believe I'm that old? I know that I still look like I'm in high school, but it's been 20 years since I last walked through the halls at Moffett County High School as we say goodbye to some real high
Thanks,
schoolers.
boys. Appreciate
Thank you,
ya.
Ontario Warriors, for coming in. Jory, do me a favor. Get their picture in front of the Wall of Fame out there. Let's get that for the collection. But yeah, brother, just got to go back home for 2 weeks, take care of some business, see some old friendly faces, not just from my family, but from my high school. So I can't wait to see who actually shows up at this thing and how people look 20 years after the fact. Are we all looking about the same?
Are we looking like you, or are we looking like me?
That's what we got to find out.
I mean, honestly, that's the question there, right? I mean, but they gonna be sporting a nice shirt like this, though. This is.
Oh, I'm gonna hit up some cheaper spots, probably like a TJ Maxx or something here soon. And I'm getting outfitted with some dumb vacation clothes too, so it's coming.
Well, this is the shirt I'm gonna be wearing the first day of the cruise, first ever cruise, Royal Caribbean, going out of.
It's actually a really
Port
sharp
Canaveral.
shirt. I like it a
appreciate
lot.
Yeah,
I definitely
I like
wear
it. Don't get to wear it a lot, so when I do go on vacation, I gotta sport it. But 4-day, 5-night, 5-day, 4-night. There we go. Got it right. Cruise to Nassau, and then Royal Caribbean has their own island out there in the Caribbean that with a water park and whatnot in there. So going with the family, flying down to Orlando. on the 22nd. And spending a few days with my aunt and uncle down there in Orlando, and then we're going on the cruise, and a couple more days before I fly back right before the 4th. But we all need at least a week off before, in between, just to recharge those batteries.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that a week, hang out at least, do some minimal stuff, and then definitely if you can bask in the sun, in the glory, do it, Travis.
And then get ready for that 4th of July block party that you guys throw.
Oh, yeah, baby. South Park, July 4th. What, at like 2 in the afternoon? Are we allowed to invite everybody? Okay, 1 to 4. So it's a Boulevards thing, but you can. It's a potluck, so make sure that you at least bring some cookies, because you can eat cookies after the cruise.
Yeah, this
right?
is just for the cruise. I want to try and keep a healthy thing, but I'm not going to be as strict, I guess, because I'm fat and I do need my sweets every once in a while. So I'm going to try and go the next 2 weeks. Also got to do some coaching before then, but we're gonna try. It's been a struggle.
All right, let's go ahead and pivot now, because we've got our next guest on
Yes.
here. We've talked to a couple of champions already. Let's pivot to a championship contender. That's right. The
Every year
Cleveland
for you, isn't it?
Browns just wrapped up their mandatory minicamp, I should say. And look at that guy. Lucas Wickisser is with us. He has been keeping an eye on the team and their journey so far up to this point. Lucas, what do you like about the Browns so far? We've had the rookie minicamp, and now the veterans have been there. Give me some of your favorite things that are going on with the squad.
Well, Brian, thanks again for having me on. I really appreciate it. First question I got for you is, can you hear me okay? I know we were having audio issues earlier.
You're good.
Okay,
Got
good.
you loud and clear, buddy.
But, yeah, I think the thing that I like the most, or that I've seen that I impressed with the most, is that Coach Schwartz is trying to mix and match his defensive fronts. He's trying to see what works. I mean, I know they're not in full contact yet. They won't be in full contact until training camp, which starts on July 22nd. But he's really trying to get to see what kind of combinations he can have that'll be the best pass rushing combinations for us. And I really like how he is telling his unit to be, full bore, play fast. There's no playing back, no playing soft. I know Joe Woods did that a lot, which was infuriating. But he's going to have his guys go full bore, pardon my language, balls to the wall. I don't know how else to put it. But then, he'll just have these guys ready to rock and roll. So I like how Coach Schwartz is really approaching things, and I think he also gives his player of the day like the spotlight for the next practice. Like, he'll wear their jersey, I think, in practice the next day, and he'll sit right up front and kind of have their jersey on and just watch things. And it's kind of like a cue to the guys, like an unspoken rule, like, hey, this guy that in the last practice that was doing his job, he's doing it exactly how I want to do it. So I think I like how Coach Schwartz is managing things, and I like how Watson is looking so far, although there's a caveat with Watson. He's not facing any defensive pressure right now. So we'll have to see how things go. But the defense has kind of got me the most impressed right now, even though they haven't gone into full contact yet.
Yeah, I know all the buzz last week in the Cleveland media was just gushing over how good Deshaun Watson looked and some of the great throws he was making. But I know, Lucas, you told me that you're kind of handling it like your dating life. You don't expect much, but you get real excited when something good happens. So you're kind of waiting until they actually have some pads on. And then if he starts throwing some dimes, ooh, buddy, you might start getting giggly.
Yeah, maybe. I was wondering if I'd have to bring that up or you would with the dating comparison, but I swear I don't know how else to put it with the Browns. My dating life is like, I don't expect
You and me
much.
both, bud.
Yeah, Travis, it's a grind out there, man. Dating's a minefield. Like, you put yourself out there, you're hoping for something good to happen, but you're not expecting anything. And then when something does, it's a carrot dangling in front of your face, and you're just waiting for heartbreak again. But we always have hope. I mean, that's what Browns fans do, and that's what I'm doing in my personal life. But yeah, with Watson, I'll get excited, I think. And I think I said this last time I was on here. I'll get excited if the Browns are in the running around Thanksgiving. If it's Thanksgiving and we're in the running for either a playoff spot or the wild card or the division, then I'll get excited. I'll still be happy if we win games, obviously, but I'm going to kind of try to stay measured and just be careful. I know Brian, he's even more of an optimist than I am over there, so I'm just trying to hang in and just be patient and hope for the best, because I really want to see them succeed, because I love Stefanski, and I like what we've got going. I just hope they can figure things out and do what they're supposed to do.
I think that I'm perfectly right in the right zone of optimism this year, too, just looking up and down the depth chart and the fact that we do have a new guy running our defensive schemes that is a proven veteran that's been there. He's done it. And I liked, you mentioned in your article that we have right now on the Cleabus on OH.Report that you can check out, that it was a breath of fresh air to be able to see Jim Schwartz and kind of his mastery and trying to figure out different combinations as opposed to Joe Woods, where it was a bit frustrating, to say the least, over the last couple of seasons to watch that. But I want to kind of flip ship here and talk more about the offensive unit, because the wide receivers really did look great. And again, we know they're just in T-shirts and shorts, so whatever. But Elijah Moore especially looks great to me. So my question for you, do you think the guys that we already have in the room with Moore and Cooper and Peoples-Jones and then the rookie coming in, Tillman, is that enough? Or do we really need to go into the DeAndre Hopkins sweepstakes and make sure that we're at the top of that list?
To be honest with you, I think it is enough, honestly. I don't know. I'll have to go check some other teams' receiving rooms when we get down to the 53-man roster after the end of preseason, but I think it is enough, because I think if the Browns, the whole thing, I know you wanted to go offense, but allow me to go back to defense for just a second here.
Sure.
If the defense performs like Coach Schwartz wants them to perform, they will be locked down. That is what's going to get me excited. If the defense performs like they're supposed to, the offense will play free and easy. They'll be able to pin their ears back and come after people. But for our offense, or for our wide receiver room, I think that is enough. I don't think we need to go after Hopkins. That would be a nice addition. But I think it would also be a rental if we got Hopkins. He'd only probably be here for a year or two, and he'd be asking for at least $15 million. So, but yeah, I don't think we need him. I think we got enough wide receivers as it is. I'm really excited for Tillman. He's a big target. He's fast for a bigger guy, but I think we got enough wide receivers right now.
Is there another position, though, that you would say that you've kind of looked at and identified? We've still got, I think, just under $20 million in cap space available to go out and get somebody. Do you see a hole on the roster that they might want to address before we get into real things in July?
And this might sound like a broken record, and I'm not bothered by it too much. This might sound like a broken record, but we should have got a linebacker. I don't mind our new rookie quarterback that we got, but I would have drafted a linebacker at least at that spot. But I would go after a linebacker. I don't exactly know who they would have in mind, but I would get a veteran linebacker just because I'm scared to death of the injury bug biting us again, because it bit us big time last year. And if you remember the schedule set up this year, we will not have a bye week after week 5. I mean, week 5 is our bye week, and then we got to stay healthy the rest of the year, and that scares me to death. So I think we should get a linebacker. That's what I would do.
Yeah, that's a good point. With the new 17-week regular season, that's a lot of games that you're going to have to play in a row. A dozen. Wow, that is a lot. And yeah. I have to pull up the schedule and look, but I do feel like there are some weird spots there, too, where we've got quite a few straight at home and then a few on the road, too. So it's going to be, a bumpy ride, as always, when you're a Browns fan. But we come prepared. We buckle up. We have vodka on deck, and we are ready and prepared for anything that they throw at us, Lucas. But I do think you're going to have a smile on your face at the end of the regular season. Definitely at Thanksgiving, they're going to be in the mix, man. I'm telling you. You can start thinking in that magnitude.
I hope so. And my mother, shout out to Stacey Wickisser. She's not a Browns fan. She's a Bengals fan. Nobody's perfect. But she's been telling me, she goes, man, this is going to be a fun season. I said, I hope so. She goes, it's going to be just like the old AFC North. It'll be the black and blue division. Because like Travis said, the last time I was on here, and I don't think you're going to get all 4, but you could theoretically have a potential, all 4 teams having a shot at it. I mean, they're just going to be beating the living daylights out of each other. And as long as we're competing, I can't wait to watch it. But usually when it's black and blue, we're usually at the bottom just getting beat on by everybody else.
Well, since you did bring up Travis, it wouldn't be an OH podcast without bringing up West Virginia. And the team is heading to the Sticks for camp in July. So
you ever been to the Greenbrier? It's a very nice resort. Ain't the Sticks, bud?
I haven't.
No, I'd love to go there.
There's actually a bunker underneath that back in the Cold War. If a nuclear attack were to happen, the members of Congress and the president, there is a huge bunker underneath that was built just for the government. So it's a very nice resort.
So I think if you're connecting the dots there, that means the Browns are probably the most important team in the NFL this upcoming season, and they just want them to be protected in case any mass chaos breaks out. We can put them in the bunker, right, Lucas?
Right. I think we'll have to wait and see. That might be a good idea, but Go ahead, Travis. What were you saying?
No, I was making a wisecrack there. I said you
Oh.
can just lock them in there and leave the key.
I was going to say put him in there, but I don't even think a huge bunker will be enough to protect him from a possible injury bug. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm, just like I said, just approaching things with the same attitude I approach my dating life with, which is just play it cool. If things go great, enjoy it. And if the shoe drops, back to the drawing board. That's just how I am.
Well, hopefully the shoes drop and the boots knock. Lucas, all the way around, buddy. We're definitely rooting for you in life. And then on the football field, we know the Browns are going to do it this year. So looking forward to talking to you again next month when we're still going to have some, I guess.
We'll have tans.
Yeah, it'll look a little different, but we won't have that much more information from now, I wouldn't think.
Right.
But maybe they'll add some pieces.
Yeah.
You'd be
Well,
talking about
and
training camp more.
Yeah, and I just was going to say this is, and I love football any time of year, but this is kind of like the dead period for football. I mean, you're in no man's land right now. You got training camp coming up next month. You got the Hall of Fame game for the Browns coming up in August. That'll be their first Hall of Fame game appearance since 1999.
Right.
But July is before training camp. This is kind of the dead period. So I'm just trying not to go off his chain right now.
Speaking of which, it's only 67 days until the start of the high school football season. Give me some quick projections for those Cary Blue Devils. Are they going to be as good as they've been the last few?
I think they can. From what I've seen and what I've heard, I've had friends that have gone to practice and they've seen them. I think our both of our lines will be seasoned, which is great. Our running backs will be ready to go. The main question mark, I think, and don't quote me on this, you have to talk to Coach Merschman, and hopefully I don't get an irate text message or Facebook message, but I think our biggest question mark will be the quarterback. I don't know if it'll be Kason Sherman. I think he was one of the backups. I don't know who's going to be our quarterback yet, but I think we'll be in contention, I think, to win another N title, I would think. Let's see. But they're still I think, putting some pieces together, but we could contend for another N10 championship, and I think anything after that's gravy.
We'd expect nothing less, right? Cary, baby.
Cary, baby.
It's just what they do.
That's right. Before we go, Travis, I'm just going to say Animal will be just fine jumping into the Cougar's den. Let's go.
Hey, I love that in more ways than one.
Speaking of the Cougars, what about the Dog Pound?
Yeah, if you can see the logo up here, the Browns just dropped this today. It's the new look for the Dog Pound. You like it? You love it? You hate it? Where do you stand on it?
I didn't like it initially at first, like when it was one of the choices, but this grows on me. I just hope our team plays as tough as that thing looks. No offense to whatever the last logo was, but it was like cartoonish pug looking dog. I'm like, at least make it look like a pit bull or bull mastiff. But yeah, I like that logo. It's tough looking. I just hope the team plays like it.
Yeah, if it brings the bark quite like the bite of that picture, I think the Dog Pound is going to be in rare form this upcoming season, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm going to try to probably get to some games as a media member, Lucas, but it's tough to give up all the fun and the fandom out there in those sections. So, I don't know. See you in the Muni lot sometime?
I might have to go up there. I actually haven't been up to Brown Stadium, or to Cleveland Brown Stadium, since I actually worked guest services one season. That was when we had the disastrous 6-10 campaign under Freddie Kitchens. That was a little rough. And they tell you you're not allowed to say what you want to say. And so I was biting my tongue that whole season, but as soon as he was gone, I let loose. But it was fun working up there. I just wish we'd have had more success that year. But yeah, I'd have to go up to the games and see it at the Muni lot and just have some fun. And hopefully we see quite a few wins this season.
Amen to that, brother. Yeah, we'll definitely put it on the schedule. We'll get you up there. We'll get you some prime tailgating action. And in the meantime, enjoy the summer months. Get out there. Get you a little bit of a tan, just like Travis and I are about to get. And who knows? Maybe you'll be diving in that cougar den sooner than you think.
You got it, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Lucas.
Anytime, man. Lucas Wickisser, the writer for our Cleabus on the OH.Report website. Great guy.
Maybe you should start like a dating podcast too. He had a lot of stuff to talk about.
It's fresh on the mind. Maybe he just had one of those Tinder things pop up and swiped right. Maybe he's excited about something coming up. I'm not sure.
Best of luck.
Yeah, we are always wishing. I wish anybody luck in the dating world.
Absolutely.
Though. That's a tough one to navigate. I'm glad that I don't have to, and I haven't for a while. It's great.
Yeah, good for you.
Another good thing for me, well, actually, I don't know. We'll see how it goes this next week, but I don't know if I'm going to be available for the podcast. So Travis is going to be our host and sitting in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
I think I was just making the people aware.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Looking forward to it. I've done it before, Although I did it with Hayden Gray, but...
Oh, yeah. Do we have somber music to cue? I will remember you. We are sad to announce that this probably is going to be Hayden's last ever podcast. We don't know.
And actually, Hayden produced this today. He filled in for our Adam Thompson, got everything ready with some knowledge of the system we have back there. But I will have to say he did an amazing job. This is the first time we've had 4 video calls at once, and he nailed it. And having the on-set crew as well, having Ontario here, all that in one. We haven't had a podcast like this in I give you a solid A on that, Hayden. Well done for your first and final producing job here. Yeah.
Madeline too. Man, we got an intern. Actually, she's not an intern anymore. She's 0.25 hours over. So Madeline, officially an employee here at OH.Report. Let's go, girl. Love it. So yeah, Hayden and Madeline back there holding it down, and it went good. It was a good podcast.
But yeah, it is. He's gonna. Are you still going to keep the door open for him, or are you just going to completely lock him out now?
Yeah, no, we're definitely we're hoping that the door is open. And am I allowed to say on air what you're doing?
Yes.
So Hayden, he's not going very far, just right around the block, actually. I can almost see their building. He's going to be working at Richland Source, and they created a position, all Shelby news all the time. So Mr. Shelby himself is going to be giving the people what they want. So I look forward to keeping up on everything that comes from Whippetown, and like I said, that the door is wide open for some type of a collaboration. So that's something that we actually, I believe, may have in the works for this upcoming
possibly a
fall
sports
season.
collab with the Shelby Sports. He'll
Could be.
join us as well. I am going to miss him, though. We always bicker back and forth and joke and all that stuff, but he was a great piece of the OH.Report family, and that name's always going to be there. Still the OH.Report family, but just moving on, just like our old what were their names?
Yeah, I'm not starting to forget those big guys anytime soon. So we salute you, Hayden Gray, for a job well done here at OH.Report, not just today, but every day. And with that, we say goodbye, like we say goodbye to Mr. Gray. So long, y'all.